Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about medkits. Now, I'm going to go through a little bit of math at the start, guys. Just bear with me if you are not too interested. But I know there's going to be some people that really want to hear the numbers. Now, the aid medkit, or the camping aid kit, it has 16 charges. It takes exactly 16 charges to heal yourself. Healing yourself without any form of enhancement will give you the approximate time of 16 seconds. In fact, it does take exactly 16 seconds. If you are healing with self-care, it'll take 32 seconds. Body knowledge is a great perk and reduces 33% of the time that it takes. For example, it'll take a lot of time off of self-care and it'll take half the amount of time off of the camping aid kit. Now, guys, depending on the med kit, slightly, moderately, considerably, and tremendously all do different things in terms of how much the modification is. You've got slightly at 5%, moderately at 15%, and then you got 25 on considerably, and tremendously is 35% quicker. Now, knowing some of these numbers is really going to help you out in terms of when it comes to when to heal someone. Do you think you can heal him in time? Is the killer coming back? Will you crack under pressure? Etc. Now, guys, let's get into the med kits. You have this camping aid kit, and it has 16 charges, considerably heals others, so that will allow you to heal other people 25% quicker, as opposed to healing yourself at the default speed, so you will heal someone else pretty damn quick, faster than 16 seconds, you got 25%. On that, you're looking at taking a lot of time off the med kit. Now, next up, we have the first aid kit. First aid kit has 24 charges. It is not double the charges of the camping kit. This being said, you cannot get 2 heals out with this med kit if you're healing yourself unless you have something alongside body knowledge. Streetwise, add-ons, you will not be able to heal twice out of it no matter how many damn greats you land. That being said, guys, it's a pretty okay med kit. Moving on next, there are 2 more med kits, guys, and the next one is the best one, the emergency med kit. Now, it has 24 charges. It's tremendously increasing the healing speed. So that is 35% faster. Now, to give you insight, botany knowledge is 33%. The botany knowledge realistically is tremendously 2% off. So that right there gives you 35% healing speed on other people, but not yourself. Bit of a bummer, but let's be honest, it'd be a little bit too strong if it was on yourself and stacked with botany knowledge. And it unlocks the ability to heal yourself. So you're going to be healing people pretty darn quick. Now, if we do a little bit of light math here, if you chuck on this med kit right now, and then you go alongside the botany knowledge, you've now got a 60... you've got a pretty damn quick med kit doing some light math. Sorry, guys, bear with me right now. You got, what, 35, 33. You're looking at 68% quicker. That's pretty damn fast when we're going to weigh up some math here with Will Make It. Will Make It allows you to heal other people at 100% faster. You can also chuck this add-on here too, which considerably increases the healing speed, giving it another 25%. So guys, that 68 is going to go up again. You're now looking at about a 93% faster medkit. 93% faster medkit. If you wanted to chuck on this, even better. Now, let me just explain something to you guys real quick. Emergency medkit. It then uses the first add-on and then uses the second add-on. So this second add-on gives it gives it a penalty of removing 25 charges. 25 of 24 takes away 6 charges. You have 18 charges in the medkit. Then you add 16 charges. Alright? A lot of people don't understand that this add-on or whatever second add-on is used after this. It will not get the penalty in order for you to reduce charges. You will get all those charges on there. So yes, order does matter in terms of what add-ons you were using. But if we're going to go into a little bit of details real quick, guys, let's have a look through at the final medkit. You have the Ranger medkit. It has 32 charges. Brilliant. You can heal yourself twice if you land no greats with it. A great will preserve 1 charge. Considerably increase the speed of healing others. So you're looking at 25% faster healing others. Moderately larger skill checks and moderately larger bonus zones, which is your great skill check. It's okay. Honestly, emergency kit's better. Now, why is an emergency kit better? It has less charges, yes, but healing faster is always better. You're healing 10% quicker than an ally than you would with a Ranger medkit. This being said, there is also a perk in the game called Pharmacy. It is a Quinton perk unlocked at level 35. It will guarantee you get an emergency medkit out of the first chest you loot. You are guaranteed to get this amazing green medkit. This being said, guys, you can also stack this amazing perk from Ace called Ace in the Hole, which will guarantee give you a brown to pink add-on plus an additional brown to pink add-on at a 50% chance when you loot a chest, no matter what you're looting. If you loot a toolbox, if you loot a key, if you loot a medkit. So both two great perks when you're trying to farm medkits or if you just want some awesome heals, chat. This being said, let's go through here. Rubber gloves slightly decrease how hard it is to get land your skill checks. You don't want anything to make skill checks easier. Now, why is that? You are enhancing your muscle memory in terms of when you have the item as opposed to not having it. If you're always running rubber gloves, you're going to be putting yourself at a slightly disadvantage. You want to always practice the default to make you better. For example, you don't want things to make skill checks bigger on toolboxes. You just want to practice what it is at, because you're not always going to have a toolbox to use. Sometimes you'll be using your hands. Maybe he'll have Franklin's Demise. Maybe you won't bring in a toolbox. Maybe you don't have a toolbox to bring in. Just practice being better with the default, and then on the odd occasion, treat yourself. I'm not saying treat yourself to rubber gloves. Nobody cares about rubber gloves too much. But let's move on here, chat. Slightly increase the healing speed. Slightly is what? 5%. This is going to allow you to heal 5% quicker. It takes 32 seconds to self-care. You're not getting your value for money. Do not heal if you have self-care. Now, unless you have to. What I mean by that is certain situations I recommend healing, and certain situations I recommend doing generators. It takes 80 seconds to do a generator. It takes 32 seconds to heal yourself with self-care without any enhancements like botany knowledge. Right? Looking at light math here, you can almost do half a Jenny in the time you lose the killer and find a place to start healing, or find a pallet to start healing, whatever you're going to do to start healing. Or you can do half of an objective. Well, you won't be getting half, you're getting just under half the objective done. I personally know what I think is more effective, and if you get generators done, you can keep killer under pressure. You get the Jennies done in the center of the map, forces him around a wider rotation. It's a Huntress, she has 110 movement speed. You can like really see how it can hinder certain people's abilities. Right, guys, moving on. An additional 8 charges. That's half a heal, because it takes 16 charges to heal. It's okay. Not great, but it's okay. You now have the sponge. Sponge makes skill checks easier. You don't want things to be easier, chat. More charges and slightly faster healing. So an additional 8 charges, half a heal, and you've got 5% quicker. Right, needle and thread. This is a very important one. Needle and thread alongside this right here, the surgical stitcher, alongside Fine Chill, if I can see it. There you go. This forces you to get a skill check 10% more likely when the killer's looking at you. Alright? That's awesome, depending on the killer. You now have something here that gives you a slightly higher chance of getting a skill check. You now have something here that gives you a moderately larger chance of getting a skill check. Who is the one killer you always want to have skill checks against? Alright, that's enough time. It is Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger can be a real pain in the ass. He puts you to sleep and he rotates if he's good enough to try and keep split pressure throughout the map. How do you counter that? You divide and conquer, do different Jennies, be in different areas, always maximize your time, don't go in groups, etc. There's a lot of ways to counter that kind of gameplay. It also helps to use that against people like Legion too. Realistically, you don't really want to be grouping up too much on a lot of the killers that have mass potential, especially with this new perk, Discordance. When you group up, the killer will know where you are. That could be very dangerous on a Michael Myers, on a nurse, on a Billy, actually on a lot of different people, even a trapper, for knowing where you are, so he can know where to prep, where you're going to rotate into if his brain is big enough. Now, this being said, guys, that is how you counter Freddy Krueger. It's going to be a real pain in the ass, but sometimes you don't want to wake up against Freddy. Now, I know you're going to be suffering a huge penalty at doing Jennies, but if he has double Z block and he doesn't put you to sleep in the default like 7 seconds, it's quicker than that. He could really put you to sleep and hit you straight away if you're not at a pallet, if you can't make the window, if you don't have sprint burst, if you can't time your dead hard. Example, it could be awful. If you're on the preschool and you're doing the generator in front of the preschool and no pallet has spawned in between the 2 cars to your left-hand side, you will not be able to make the car in the street before he hits you with the Z block, making you go into dying state. So like I said, sometimes it's better to stay asleep and know where he's coming from if you are hurt, unless you have an ally and multiple people are going to wake up, etc. Like I said, you need to know when to use it and when not to use that kind of intelligence. Right, guys, moving on throughout the add-ons, you have, by my personal favorite, the gel dressing. This has 16 additional charges. That is 1 full heal without botany knowledge. Right, this medkit will allow you to heal twice. with botany knowledge, and you could possibly get a third heal out if you land like 4 grades, which would be very hard to do, and as long as the killer doesn't have Sloppy Butcher. Do keep in mind, Sloppy Butcher gives you a penalty to healing. Sloppy Butcher does not counter the efficiency of botany knowledge. Sloppy Butcher and Thanophobia counter the efficiency of botany knowledge. There is one killer you're probably going to see run Sloppy Butcher and Thanophobia, and that'll be Legion. Maybe the odd nurse, but it's not a very great combo. You know, Thanophobia is a pretty wet blanket perk, and realistically, I don't recommend Sloppy Butcher either. It could be cute on throwing axes on Huntress, but there are so many other plausible options. I mean, some people run Iron Maiden, faster refill, less downtime, you know, exposure, so you know where people are from barbecue and chili if they went into a locker. You know, there's a lot of different options you can do as her. You can even run Remember Me. I've seen people run Save the Best for Last. Why? You know, I don't agree with it, but that's just what some people choose to run. Even Pop Goes a Weasel, perhaps Enduring, to go through every pallet because people are going to bait down the pallets. And you can get the M1 on them. Moving along, guys, we're not here to talk about the Huntress or any killers. You have the Abdominal Dressing, allows you to heal considerably faster but reduces the charges. Like I said, guys, if you put that there, the next add-on is not affected by the previous add-on, not the penalty. You now have these two. These are both instant heals, and they both reduce charges by 50 and 25%. No, you cannot run both of them and instant heal twice. That is not how it works. Whichever instant heal is at the front will be used. Now, what is the difference between these two? If a killer chooses to hit you, he puts you into injured state. If he hits you again, he puts you into dying state. If you use this purple add-on on a person in dying state, they will be healed to injured state. If you use the pink add-on on somebody in dying state, they will be healed to healthy. That heals 2 stages, that heals 1 stage. No, you cannot use a stage on one guy and a stage on the other guy. It is always used when you use it. And when you use it, it'll say instantly and completely heal on secondary action, depletes the medkit. It disappears. You do not get to keep the medkit. So if you have a amazing instant heal and then you're running gel dressing, you do not get to keep the gel dressing and the medkit. So just keep that in mind, chat. Right, guys, that comes to the end. I will give a little bit of a quicker detail. I just thought of something here, guys. Do keep in mind, resilience does affect healing speed of botany knowledge too, and that would stack alongside if you were trying to stack a really mean heal. It takes 32 seconds to self-care. It takes 16 seconds to heal yourself with no penalty, and then you have the enhancements from botany knowledge. You can have enhancements from resilience. If you are healing someone else with Will Make It, it takes 8 seconds. Does Will Make It and botany knowledge stack? I am saying yes. I'm not 100% sure, but I know for a fact Will Make It stacks with the abdominal dressing. And if that stacks with the considerably, I'm pretty damn confident it's going to stack with botany knowledges tremendously. So keep this in mind that you can stack the heals and get a pretty darn quick heal out, chat. Alright, guys, if you have any Dead by Daylight questions, don't hesitate to ask or head over to my Twitch. It is PTV Fungoose, guys. I will see you there. I am a killer main, but I do like to do a lot of Survivor these days and try and teach people who are new to the game. And if you have a lot of time in the game, I welcome you to come in too and help me teach some of the newer players as well. Guys, have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching the video.